What is up, everyone? And welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Friday team here today. You have myself, Alpha Dog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and we have Hefe Picks with us. As always, gentlemen, happy Masters Week. I know a bunch of us have been watching it through all the different rounds we have, so it's been a fun couple days so far, but we still have a massive MLB slate to go over today, and I'm excited to dive into it with you guys. JD, how are you today, brother?
Doing very well, man. Tonight we have a lot of baseball on. Kind of sucks that we don't have a few actually like daytime games, but it is nice that we have a nice big Friday slate.
100%. Hefe, how are you today, brother?
What's up, guys? Doing good, man. Excited to talk some sports with y'all, fellas.
There we go. Well, let's recap how we did yesterday. You guys know we always go through the same things on every show, and we are going to start today by breaking down how we did on Thursday. Hefe, I'm going to start with you. How was your day yesterday?
Super light. To be very honest with you, extremely
Same.
light. I only took 3 plays in total. My one NBA play, the Timberwolves, ended up being a solid winner for us. And then I took the Red Sox and the Brewers that went 1-1, so 2-1 day.
There we go. Not a bad day for you. I also had the Red Sox. That was a nice win. That was a bit of a scary game. My only loss was that Phillies game that we did get the rain delay. I believe it started back up after I was already asleep. So it was a pretty lengthy rain delay last night. Woke up to see they lost on a walk-off shot by Marcelo Zuna. So was not happy about that, but a very light day from the Alpha Dog team here. Much bigger slate we're going to be diving into today. JD, how'd you do yesterday, bro? And by the way, that hat is phenomenal.
Appreciate it. It is definitely a Ducket Friday.
The Ducket Friday hat, baby. I love it.
Definitely. As far as baseball yesterday, did not treat me well. I bet a few games over, and they were all games where, gosh, there was so many men on base. They just did not knock them in. I definitely liked. It was actually Reed's. Shout out to the Brewers, man, for loading the bases twice with no outs and not scoring a single run.
Love when that happens.
That's pretty special. But we did finish off the night with a nice max NBA win. So that definitely helped us out there, though.
We love to hear that. Well, fellas, we're breaking down 5 games today. We have a beautiful slate. You ready to dive in?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, boys. We're going to be starting in the MLB with, I believe it's the first game of the day, which is going to be the Royals taking on the Guardians. The Royals are pitching Chris Bubic. Bubic having a fantastic year so far, guys. He is 2-0 with 0 earned runs. He has a whip of a 0.79. In 12 2/3 innings of work, he's only allowed 7 hits. He has 16 strikeouts, and like I said, he has no homers because he has not let up a run this season. On the other side, we have Tanner Bibby pitching for the Cleveland Guardians. He is 1-1 on the year with a 6.5 ERA. In 9 innings of work, he's allowed 10 hits. He's had 6 strikeouts. But here's the big, interesting notes that we have on Tanner Bibby, or Bibby, however you pronounce it, that this year, in only 9 2/3 innings of work, he's allowed 4 home runs and 3 walks. He's been touched up pretty hard so far this year. JD, I'm going to start with you. What do you like in the Royals Guardians? The Guardians are 3-0 at home. Will they get their first loss today or build to 4-0 at home?
Yeah, man. From what you just said, as far as these actually like starters go, like I am focused totally there. And actually, these guys have both had way different starts to their season. You just went into all their stats, so I'm not going to repeat all of those. But as far as actually Chris Bubic or Bubic.
Your guess is as good as mine, brother.
Like I've like literally heard it said multiple different ways. I mean, you couldn't ask for an actual better start actually to the season here. He has not allowed a single run yet. I believe he's pitched a little over 12 innings now, and actually not allowed a run. So I mean, there's great. And then Tanner Bibby, he has not started off the actual season well.
Yep.
He's only through actually 9 innings pitched, he has a 6.52 ERA. He's only struck out 6.
Yep.
To me, I'm just keeping this one simple, guys. As far as in the first five here, like let's just take bullpens out. Let's not worry about that. Um, you got a Royals team here that has the better actually pitcher on the mound and definitely the most in like much better current form. And then as far as the lineups go, I kind of have them as a wash here. As far as Cleveland, sometimes they just can't score. Uh, like it's wild. Like actually,
Yep.
like some games, the way they just literally cannot score. So I give. I mean, yeah, I actually said the lineup's a wash. Maybe a slight lean actually to the actual Royals here. You can get the Royals on the first five at actually plus 115. Um, with the full game line, I kind of understand it because as far as bullpens go, Cleveland does have the actual like better actually bullpen.
Yep.
But during the first five here, man, I just don't think that's the right line. So yeah, give me the Royals first five money line at plus 115.
There we go. I lean that way as well for the first five, and I do understand why the line is where it's at. I do understand why the Guardians are a minus 125 in this game. It's because the Royals are not a great road team. I think everybody knows that. This team is significantly better at home. When you look at them this season, they've only played 3 road games this year. They are 1-2 on the road. And then you take a look back at last year because this Royals team is very similar to the roster they had last year. It's basically the same guys. They added Jonathan India, but it's the same guys essentially in there. So you know they perform better at home. So that's why I do think the Guardians are favored. The Guardians are a better home team as well. They're undefeated there this season, but I'm taking a little bit of a different approach on this game. I wanted to find a way to get in on the Royals in some way against Bybee because Bybee's been hit hard all year long, and I want to take advantage of that. So, when going through the different lines this morning, I did find one I really did like, and you can get the Royals team total over 3.5 at plus 120. I do like that it's in plus money. If this game was in Kansas City with this exact pitching matchup, I would be all over the Royals for the full game. But with this, them being on the road, I only want to bet that they can get a couple runs off Bybee and then get a couple runs off the bullpen as well. We only need them to score 4 in the game to cash a plus 120, and that's exactly what we're playing. So my favorite play on this game, and definitely the play I'm making on this game, is going to be the Royals team total over 3.5 plus 120. Hefe, what you got?
Make it just simple. I trust Bubic here better than Bybee. 8 Ks in both of his first 2 starts, 16 Ks combined. He has a start away, he has a start at home, pretty much identical numbers, 6 innings pitched, like I already mentioned. 8 Ks in each of those. ERA is beautiful, as it is 0. And his guy is just, I think he's pitching well. I think on the road, they got to win one eventually. Why not have it today? These two teams actually already played each other. And Guardians have 2 out of 3 in that one. So I think Royals are due. I'm taking the better pitcher here. I'm going to roll with the Royals on the money line.
I think he's definitely the better pitcher. I definitely agree with you there. Let's keep it moving, boys, to the second game we're going to be breaking down today, which is going to be the I almost called them the New York Giants. The San Francisco Giants taking on the New York Yankees. Pitching for the Giants tonight is going to be Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray feels like he's turned the clock back a little bit this year. He's 2-0 on the season with a 3.1 ERA. In 11 innings of work, he's given up 7 hits, but he does have 6 strikeouts. The one issue with Robbie Ray this season, he has given up homers and walks. He has allowed 3 homers on the year and 6 walks in only 11 innings. On the other side for the Yankees, it's Marcus Stroman. It's very difficult to back a Yankees team when Marcus Stroman is pitching. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Marcus Stroman on the year doesn't have a win, also doesn't have a loss, but he does have a 7.27 ERA. In 8 innings of work, he's allowed 8 hits, 4 walks, and a homer. He's only had 6 strikeouts. He's not a guy who gets a ton of strikeouts. But as you can see by Robbie Ray's numbers, he's not really a strikeout pitcher anymore in the league either. Hefe, we're going to kick it with you. Do the Yankees get a big win at home against the Giants tonight? Or does Robbie Ray and the Giants shove against the Yankees, whose bats really have struggled as of late?
You know, Robbie Ray, I mean, 2-0. That's more power to him. Thought this guy was kind of done, but like you said, when you kind of look into the numbers, I'm looking at them right now, they're not that impressive. It kind of seems like both of his starts, his offense kind of carried him to a victory.
Definitely.
The thing is with Stroman is you can count on one thing for certain. Whether it's a good game or a bad game, it doesn't matter. He is going to give up a lot of contact.
Yes.
And it's going to be up to his infielders and his outfielders, basically the defense behind him, whether those are going to be singles, doubles, outs, etc., etc. This game is here in Yankee Stadium. And I can tell you, it is a cold night tonight. I do not love that for the outfielders, but I also kind of like it because when it's cold, batter stiff up, and I think it's just better for unders. But there's no way I could take an under. I don't have a play on this one.
Not
I
with Stroman.
yeah, anybody but Stroman. This is so a Yankees and underplay.
Well, I think if it was anyone but Stroman, I think the Yankees would be a minus 175 against Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray's another guy like Stroman that pitches to contact, and the Yankees do well against those.
It's freezing. It's freezing here. It
is terrible out.
It's terrible out. It's going to be, if you're going to the game, God bless. Wear a jacket. Players are going to be wearing them damn turtlenecks and face masks and gloves and all that stuff. I'm staying away from this one because I don't like it from either side. I can't find an angle that I like.
I respect that. I'm going to be taking the Yankees in this spot at home. It's going to be a little chilly, but I do think the Yankees lineup will do very well against Robbie Ray. As we said for Marcus Stroman, he pitches to contact this year. So is Robbie Ray. You take a look in his first 2 starts, Robbie Ray has danced the entire game with men on base. Like I said, he's had in 11 innings of work, he has 6 walks and 7 hits. So that means he's having more than one base runner on base per inning. His whip is at a 1.15. He is pitching to contact, and he is allowing guys on base. And I do think the Yankees are not a team you want to play that game with. They have a ton of guys who could take the ball deep, and they have a lot of good righties with power as well. Aaron Judge will probably have a good game against Robbie Ray. I know, Hefe, I know you texted me the other day after our last show. I came on here and gave out Josh Naylor. I read out his stats against the pitcher. He came on and he hit a bomb, right what I called it. He'd hit a home run. In this game, the guy who I think is probably going to get a home run for the Yankees is going to be Aaron Judge. I will be taking a flyer on him. So my 2 plays for this game are going to be the Yankees on the money line, as well as taking Aaron Judge to hit a homer. I think he's going to absolutely tee off against one of those Robbie Ray pitches early in the game. JD, what do you got in this one?
To start off this game, y'all both said that it's going to be a little bit cold. But I have to break out this first.
There we go. We have JD.
Yep. Guys, there's also a good chance that it rains this entire game.
Can tell you right now, it is raining already here. It is already raining.
I'm not sure that this game will even be played. To be actually honest here. But yeah, you guys broke down this game very well. As far as these pitchers go, they're neither one I actually really want to back. When you just look at the surface stats, you're going to see Ray here. You're going to see him, and his surface stats are looking good. But yeah, once y'all both said it. As soon as you dive in at y'all though, you see that he is he's just found his way out of jams and stuff like that. And walks, we actually talk about it all of the time. This is a Yankees team you do not want to have a walk problem. And he has definitely been giving up walks here. Just with everything going on, I'm actually not going to be on this game here.
I respect that.
For some reason, the model, as far as the Giants, it kind of loves them today. It has them in the minus 135 range.
Interesting.
I personally, I don't really get it. But if you're going to have a game here where, as far as both actually starters, you don't really trust, and then you have weather mixed into that also, just actually taking the plus money team. I mean, I can see why. I don't mind that. Yep. But I don't personally see any clear edge here there.
I understand that. So I'm the only one with a play in this game. I'm on the Yankees, and Aaron Judge hit a homer. The other 2 boys are playing sometimes. It's the best play is to make no play. So I definitely respect that. Let's keep it moving, and I think we'll have some plays in this game. The next one we're going to go over is going to be the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Houston Astros. Pitching for the Angels tonight is going to be Jack Kochnowitz. He's 1-0 on the year with a 3.27 ERA in 11 innings of work. He's allowed 8 hits, but he does have 8 strikeouts. He's allowed 3 walks and 3 homers. So he's been okay. Not great, not terrible. On the other side, we have JD's guy, Ronel Blanco. The guy I decided to back last week who got absolutely destroyed in his last start. Blanco's 0-1 on the year with a 9.45 ERA. In 6 innings of work, he's allowed 8 hits, 6 walks, no homers. He's kept the ball in the park, but it's about the only thing you could say about him is that he didn't give up homers. He's looked, I don't even know the right way to put it. He's looked terrible. This is the nicest way I could put it. He's looked bad. He's allowed 8 hits, like I said. He does have 9 strikeouts. He's gotten a lot of swing and misses, but he's also gotten hit very hard. JD, what do you like in this one? We're going to start with you. Angels, Astros, a big minus 145 to minus 150 line, depending on the book. What do you got?
Man, I think there's a couple different ways to actually play this game. But my favorite one here is going to be to ride the hot bats. And it's weird to say, but that is this Angels team.
It is weird this year with how well
Yeah.
they're doing.
It's weird to say, but the Angels bats are on fire. Tonight, they are up against Blanco. And like you just said, he has had a rough season. He's actually 0-1, 9.45 ERA. As far as innings pitched, he's actually only pitched 6.2 because his last outing, he couldn't even get through 2 innings.
Yep.
And that's against the Twins. And if you've been watching the Twins, they haven't been able to do shit.
100%.
And also, like, he has a whip of 2.1. If you might knows anything about that, that is a horrible whip.
Horrible.
Um,
That means in every inning, he's averaging over 2 base runners get on base per inning.
Yep. Look, guys, the Angels have scored 4+ runs in 9 straight games now. They are averaging 6.3 runs per game over their last 10 games. Then against Blanco, as far as at bats, I think they've had around 35 against him, and they are hitting 345 as a team.
Yep.
You can get the Angels team total over at only 3.5 runs. And actually, just like I said, they've actually scored 4+ in actually 9 straight games. Tonight, I'm definitely thinking that actually they can make that 10 straight games.
I like it. Hefe.
Just the numbers are.
It's crazy when you look at this Angels team, right? I mean,
The
8-4 on the year.
Yeah, they have the 3rd most home runs in the MLB.
Who would have thought?
With 24.
And
Mike Trout has 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, and is healthy.
You know what's funny?
It's probably the most important.
Everyone's like, Mike Trout's been amazing. He has 5 homers, 11 ribbies. He's batting 200. It's been a very weird year.
Hey, man. As long as he's out there and healthy, that's all you could ask for.
100%. 100%.
The Angels are in an interesting place where I don't think they thought they'd be here. 8-4. This number is an interesting number. It's obviously basing it off of just the nothing to do with how these teams are playing. Just literally, it's based. This money line in Houston is literally basing it off the logo. Nothing else. Nothing else. There's no statistical number, data, or algorithm that can explain to me why these pitchers with this lineup behind them is the Astros are favored, other than the fact that it's the Astros and the Angels.
I agree with you.
Yep. I'm stopping myself from taking the Angels money line because I don't think I've done that in the last 5 years, and I ain't gonna start right now. I love the angle that JD took, and I think that's really the only angle you can take because this team, forget about the home runs, and yeah, I know you mentioned Mike Trout has a 200 batting average. Their on base percentage is 310. Their slugging percentage is 457. They're getting walks. They're not striking out, and the Astros, they're not doing that much. They're not doing that much on batting.
They've been awful. They've been awful.
I want to ride with the Angels so desperately bad on the money line. The safer bet is to go with the Angels team total. So I'm riding with JD.
Yeah, I was going to have no play in this game, but I'm probably going to tell you, JD, I think that's a great angle on the team total here. So if you're riding with us today, make sure you guys reach out to JD and celebrate with him when this one wins, because I'm in the same boat you are. And Hefe, I think you put it perfectly. There's a mental block for any baseball gambler right now on seeing this Angels team at 8-4 and accepting it. It's so hard to see that record and see how well they've played and accept it because we know how bad and inept of an organization they've been over, I don't even want to say 10 years, 20 years. I mean, realistically, it's been forever that they've been absolutely bottom barrel organization in the MLB. They just have been. And this year, you know, they finally don't have Shohei. I know it's the second year without him, but now Ohtani's gone, and this team's really starting to get it together. They look very good early on. I'm not sure I'm going to buy the hype yet. As Hefe always says, until you get in between 25 and 40 games in the year, I don't take any of the records very seriously. It's kind of like we've been talking about the Braves, JD, how they're the best 1-7 team ever. We have to see how things play out when we get to that 25 to 40 game mark. But right now, I agree with you. I think the best play on this game is the Angels team total. And the Angels money line is probably the right play as well. They're playing much better baseball right now. But as I said, it's a very difficult mental block for us gamblers that have been betting MLB for years and understand that Anytime the Angels have looked like a good bet, they have not been statistically for like the last 5 years. Every time you try and make a play on them, it seems like it's the right one, and it just hasn't been. So I hope to see the Angels carry it out. I hope to see them continue to win because it's good for baseball if Mike Trout could get in the postseason and this team could actually have a decent year. I think everybody would like to see that. But for this game, JD, I'm telling you, I can't take any credit for this bet. I was going to come on here and say no bet from me for this one, but I like that team total a lot. Let's cash it and let's get that win. All right, boys, let's keep it moving. Next game we're going to be breaking down today is going to be the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. Pitching in this game is the reason we're talking about this one. Pitching for the Rangers is Jacob deGrom. He's 0-0 with a 3.3 ERA. In 10 innings of work, he's allowed 10 hits and 2 walks. He's also given up 2 homers. He does have 9 strikeouts, but he has a 3.38 ERA. Not normal Jacob deGrom stuff, but with the amount of injuries this guy has had, with him getting up there in age, maybe this is what he is now. On the other side, we have Bryce Miller, who had a decent year last year, has not replicated that this year. He's 0-2 on the year with a 5.75 ERA in 11 innings of work. He's allowed 13 hits, 5 walks, and a homer. So he's gotten hit pretty hard. JD, I'm going to start with you. The Rangers have the clear pitching advantage here from the season statistics and historical data from these two pitchers. They probably have the better lineup as well. But ESPN is calling this a true 50% game on each side. They're not even giving me like a 50.1 for the Rangers and a 49.9. It is a dead even 50% matchup predictor on ESPN BPI. JD, we're going to let you break this one down. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I think that probably is because as far as the bullpens go, the Rangers definitely do not have the better actually bullpen here. Mm-hmm. So when you're looking at this game, actually like full game, I can kind of see like why I like still don't think it's a 50-50 game. As far as the Rangers side, I like definitely still see value there here. But as far as the Mariners go, as far as actually Bryce Miller goes, he's had 2 starts this season. He's actually lost both of them. And actually one start, he gave up 6 hits and actually 3 earned runs. His last start, he gave up 7 hits and actually 4 earned runs. He actually gave up some walks and actually both of those starts also. As far as the lineup for actually the Mariners, they're like a lineup that I honestly just really don't trust when it actually comes like down to it. And then you have the guy, Jacob deGrom. If you actually look at his first start, and that was versus the Red Sox, he only actually gave up 2 hits there and gave up 0 earned runs. The Red Sox offense, I think we all know, we've come around to it, they are really good.
Yeah.
So then his last start, that was versus the Rays, and he did give up 8 hits and actually gave up 4 earned runs there. So that's why his numbers for the season are already up a little higher than what you're normally seeing. As far as pitchers, it doesn't matter how like good you are. There's like going to be starts throughout the season where like you're just going to have an off day. That just happens with actually literally everybody. That's what I'm thinking happened there. Because when actually he's on and actually with his first start, he like showed you that like he's basically back. This guy is, I don't even know if I want to say one of the best in actually baseball. He actually may be the best. And so I'm thinking that we're getting a cheap price here. Mm-hmm. Just actually because his actually last start, he like did give up all those hits and like runs. Yep. So you're telling me on the first 5, you can get him on the money line at -125 versus Bryce Miller and this actually Mariners squad. I am way off on actually that price, guys. So yes. So once again, this for me is going to be another first 5 play. Even the Rangers, first 5 money line.
This is going to be a weird one for me, JD, because I'm taking a play right out of your playbook. That's the exact bet I came into the show to give out. And it's funny because we don't talk about our bets before the show. We like to come on here and do it naturally. And when we agree with something or disagree, we could have a real conversation and nothing was pre-planned like that. And JD, I came into this one with the exact same bet you did. Rangers on the first 5 on the money line. And basically for all the same reasons you said, you're going to give me a straight up 5-inning game between deGrom and Bryce Miller. We just have to get the win. There's a push opportunity as well. And with that value, to me, it's a no-brainer. I agree with you. I'm not going to take up any more time. Rangers on the first 5 on the money line is definitely my favorite play on this game. Hefe, we're going over to you. After you break this down, we're going to bring it back to me because I have a little, it's a rumor, but it seems like it is true. A little injury news from one of the better pitchers in baseball that does not sound good. So, Hefe, what do you want in this game?
I'll make it short and sweet. I really was going to stay away from this game, but you guys made a very compelling point for the first five, especially on that number, backing the obvious best pitcher here. Um, I always am weary of taking games in Seattle early in the season while it's still absolutely frigid out there. Same, reasoning as the Yankees game we're
Yep.
talking, but this seems to be, backing the better pitcher, which I think will be successful based on all the things you guys said. So I'm with you guys on the first five as a lead.
There we go. All right, guys. Well, here's a little bit of breaking news I'm seeing here on the X timeline. It appears we all know that Justin Steele, the star pitcher for the Cubs, left the game with an injury the other day. What I'm reading here is that they're stating the team does not believe it's going to be a minimum stay on the IL. What that normally means is that it is a surgery that is going to be required to end his season. So I hope that is not the case, but from a lot of credible sources right now that are going around on the Twitter sphere and the sports world, it does seem like Justin Steele may be done for the year. More to come on that. I hope that is not the case, but that is what multiple different accounts and very credible accounts are down right now, and that would be an absolutely devastating blow to the Chicago Cubs team.
Yeah, and actually, that there makes a lot of sense. I mean, like that something was going on because actually so far this season, he had not looked like the Justin Steele that we have.
Totally different guy this year. Totally different guy. And then he left his last start early is what I'm seeing was reported. And they're saying that the imaging came back and they have not put him on the IL yet or called anyone up yet because they're waiting to drop some big news, which means more than likely it is going to be season-ending injury for Justin Steele. Like we said, we hope that is incorrect, but that would be, for a team that's looked as good as the Cubs, like that would be a pretty bad injury for them. You got to feel for them if that is the case.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, enough about speculation. Let's get more into the actual game action here. So we're going to be going into our final game of the day. Unless you guys have any comments, drop them in. We haven't had a lot of questions today, a lot of comments. Where you guys at? Get in here. Come give us something to talk about. But for this game, we're going to be breaking down the New York Mets taking on I almost called them the Oakland Athletics. I think they're still the Oakland Athletics. Now they're the Sacramento Athletics. Whatever the hell they are, they're hosting the Mets tonight in that dump of a minor league ballpark. Pitching for the Mets is going to be Griffin Canning, who he's someone who can get hit hard. He has not gotten hit hard yet this year, but if you've seen him pitch on the Angels the last couple of years, I think you know what Griffin Canning can be. He's 0-1 on the year with a 2.79 ERA. In 9 innings of work, he's allowed 8 hits and given up 5 walks and 1 homer. He does have 10 strikeouts, but that 1.34 whip is a little concerning. On the other side, we have J.P. Sears, the lefty, coming in for the Athletics. He's 1-1 on the year with a 3.5 ERA. He has a perfect 1.0 whip. That's not bad at all. In 13 innings of work, he's allowed 11 hits and 2 walks. He has 9 strikeouts, 2 homers on the season. Hefe, I liked your angle on this game. I heard a little bit earlier what you were talking about, so I'm going to kick it over to you. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, this is a real simple 1, 2, 3 for me. Let's not get deep into it. A's are playing at a freaking minor league ballpark, which means it's smaller than a normal ballpark. We all understand that. Their overs have been hitting at a really good rate. I believe the first 5 home games, all 5 games hit the over. Recently, that took a little bit of that hasn't happened in the last few games. We're back, baby. We're back for multiple reasons. Why? Because Griffin Canning is going to be in my top 5 voting for gas can of the year. I can tell you that right now. And J.P. Sears, while I know of him, Alpha and I both know of him as he came up to the Yankees, was in that Garbaggio trade that got us Frankie Montas, who I think maybe threw as many pitches off the mound at Yankee Stadium as I did.
He's a starter for the Mets now, and he's pitched just as many innings for them.
Starting for the Mets. Also has thrown just as many pitches off the mound at Citi Field as I have thus far this season.
Correct.
But with that being said, we're looking at the over, guys. 9.5. Mets, kudos to them. After a slow start, they've been picking it up, and so have their bats. A's, they're 5-8, but they're not playing horrible. They're not playing horrible baseball. This is more, though, about the pitching matchup and the location of this game. Give me the over 9.5.
The Athletics have really struggled at this baby field. They're 1-5 at the baby field. They have not done well there this year. I love the over angle, but my favorite play in this game is going to be the Mets on the money line. I do think they are going to be able to get the win. If it was a bit better of a lineup, I'd be a little bit more hesitant with a guy like Griffin Canning on the bump in a very small stadium. But JP Sears, the lefty, is going to be facing some big power righty bats that have been extremely hot, such as a Pete Alonso. There's plenty of guys in this lineup that I do think are going to do some damage off JP Sears tonight. We don't have the official lineups yet, which is a bit frustrating because I do want to see how all the different batters have done against JP Sears and against Griffin Canning. But with the information we have now, by far, my favorite play in this game is going to be the Mets on the money line at a -130. But I also will probably have a small play on the over as well. Hefe, you broke that down beautifully and talking about this small park and the two pitchers that we have going today. I think it's a good insurance policy to get that over with the Mets. I think we definitely can hit both, but I do think that if the Mets lose this game, it will be a very high-scoring game. So either way, I do think that's a good angle.
How many overs have hit at home? I can't find that.
Let me see if I could find that information.
They're actually 5-1.
5-1. So
yes.
To the over at home.
6 games at home, and 5 of them have hit the over.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you add in Griffin Canning.
The last game they just played was the first one that didn't, right?
Correct. Yep.
And Hefe, after something doesn't happen, I know you're a big believer in that. When some things happen a ton of times and there's the outlier game, the next game we see fireworks.
Listen, guys,
so I do think we could see a ton of runs in this one.
I got 3 rules in sports, okay? When something when a trend finally breaks, you go back to the trend, the next one. When a coach is fired, you immediately take that next game. I don't freaking care if Alpha's the coach.
Excuse me. That would be a benefit.
My last one is when the portion of a state plays the entire state, you always take the freaking state.
The entire state can't lose to a part of the state. I just don't understand. We've seen this historically. All right, Hefe. Well, this is part of the show we have not told you about yet. JD doesn't know about this part either. But we finished our MLB breakdown.
We actually haven't yet. Do you want me to go real quick on?
I do. Yeah. First, before we go into this part, okay. I do want JD to go first.
Okay. Well, just to go on more of what y'all have said. Yes, as far as the A's and actually this actually ballpark, they are 5-1 to the over. The A's this season have actually been an over team. In their last 10 games, they are 7-2-1 to the over. And then, of course, my favorite part of the show here, got to bring up
the weather, man.
The weather here. And we also have to bring up this specific park. Sutter Health Park is what I believe it's called.
I'm not calling it
big Sutter Health guy. Big.
Baby ballpark. That's all I'm going to call it, the baby ballpark.
I was just about to say.
This is what Sutter Hill does. I'm going to say landscaping.
I thought it was a wine company.
I was about to say it's probably Sutter Health Park, so I'm going to assume it's like
you asshole! I heard Sutter Hill.
So did I.
Health.
This guy.
Yeah.
Sutter Health. Okay.
Sutter Health. I'm pretty sure it's an insurance company.
Farmers only.
But no, guys. Yeah, this park, as y'all both said, it plays small. Plus tonight, you were going to have the winds blowing fairly strong out to left center field. So yeah, this is definitely a over or pass game.
We love when the wind blows out to left center, JD. You always give those great weather reports, and I have a feeling those are going to be here to stay.
They are.
I like it. We're going to keep it. All right. Now we're going to go to the segment everyone's been waiting for that Hefe has no idea that we're doing. And JD, I think you could see it in there. I just did a little thing. Hefe, take a look at the bottom. After last night's debacle.
I have a few takes. All right, here I go. First of all, I fully believe that the Knicks on purpose kept players out last night unless the unfathomable happens, which I'll get to next. The Pistons are going to be what the first round matchup looks like 3-6. You don't want to show the team that you're going to face in the playoffs in a week your entire healthy lineup.
I hate that. I hate that.
No, too bad. Show them all the looks that you have. It's not plausible. I think it was a great move to keep OG, Josh, and Mitch out. Now let's go to the game. Disgusting. Just disgusting. Just disgusting. Just disgusting. Because Kate Cunningham dropping 36 points is not you. At the same time of yes, it doesn't matter if you really won or lost that game, but you don't want to give any certain person, especially the best person on their team, all the confidence in the world. He drops 36 as a star. We look freaking poor. We look horrible. And now here's a big one. Tonight is a weirdly large game for the Knicks. We're at home hosting the Cavs, who just lost against the Pacers last night. Why is that big? Multiple reasons. There is an insane scenario here where if we lose tonight versus the Cavs and Sunday versus the Nets, and the Pacers, who have the Magic tonight and the Cavaliers on Sunday, if they win out and we lose out, we flip. Pacers go to 3,
Correct.
we go to 4. Stop. Let me tell you why this might not be the worst thing that's ever happened. Because if the Knicks can get to 4, and I'm not saying the Knicks are going to lose 2 in a row on purpose, but if we get to 4, now we play the 5 seed, the Milwaukee Bucks, but more importantly than that, the next round we play the Cavs, which I still don't totally believe in the playoffs because the lights.
Really? You still aren't a believer of this Cavs team?
Still. Now, here's the double-edged sword. What if the Knicks come out tonight at home? I am going to the game, by the way, home finale. What if they look amazing? What if they beat the Cavs and that gives them some confidence going into the playoffs? I'm going back and forth with how I see it, but here's my postseason expectations. We're gonna beat whoever we face in round 1. Bucks, Pacers, Pistons, I don't care, Knicks in 5. In round 2, we will be gentlemen swept by the Celtics if that's our future.
Mhm.
And if somehow this ends up where we swap with the Pacers, they win out, we lose out. I think we can give the Cavs a little more, but I still think at the end of the day in a 7-game series, they're just better than us. And it's a multitude of things. Lack of depth, lack of continuity with this team in terms of fully playing together healthy for long enough to kind of know everybody's just body language and where they're going to be before they know where they're going to be.
Yep.
And I also hate the fact that we lost a little bit of our defensive edge, our edginess, our scrappiness. That's how you get wins that you shouldn't win in the playoffs, by doing all the little shit better than the better
Agreed.
team. The hustle
Agreed.
plays, the set plays, just manning up on defense, being more physical, getting that rebound, getting that loose ball. I love the Knicks, and they're my favorite team. And believe me, like once playoffs start next week, I'm in no matter what. I'm very tempered on my expectations.
Unfortunately, I am as well. I do not think it's going to be a good postseason for the Knicks. Are the Knicks a better team than they were last year? Absolutely. Do I think this team has the same, what's the right word I'm looking for? Spunk, charisma, guys that'll do anything to win a game? I do not. I think we have too many different personalities from the team that we had last year. So unfortunately, I don't expect a big postseason from the Knicks. But when it starts next week, Cafe, I'll be right there with you. Let's see the Knicks have a big postseason run. But I don't have the biggest belief in them right now. JD, we need your unbiased Knicks expectation report before we dive into a little showing preview of one of our great tools we can offer our people out there and best bets.
You know, as far as the Knicks, I like go to y'all as actually far as everything on the Knicks. They're like a team that I honestly like haven't really had a great read on this actually whole entire season. But I do want to bring up, since we are talking the NBA, how about the freaking West, guys? Like these standings are absolutely nuts. Like I can't remember ever having anything like this.
It's been crazy.
I mean, you got the Thunder, you got the Rockets, then you have the Lakers. But do what?
Cafe?
Sorry.
Oh.
Yes, we have the Thunder and then the Rockets and then the Lakers.
Then Lakers, but then actually the Lakers are just one game above the Nuggets and
the Clippers,
and then the Clippers are tied, and then the Warriors, Grizzlies, and then the Timberwolves are all tied after actually that.
Yep.
You know, it's just nuts. Like it's all going to come down to these last couple games here. And with saying all that, also as far as the Clippers, if you just look at the past 15 games, the Clippers are playing the best
Hottest team,
ball
hottest team, hottest team in the NBA. Nobody's talking about
By
them.
far, by far.
by
Nobody's talking
far.
about them.
Like actually, like
It's,
nothing.
guys,
Like
can I say something about the
yeah,
Clippers? It's the greatest addition by subtraction in the history of the NBA. In that team did nothing but lose Paul George.
Yep,
That's it.
100%, 100%.
That's all that happened. They didn't
Well,
add.
and they have a healthy Kawhi. That kind of helps a little bit. He has been playing more.
Don't care. It's the
look,
greatest addition by subtraction in this.
I agree. And look what happened to Philadelphia. And guys, big news is we are back Monday, the day after the season ends, and we're going to do an entire NBA playoff prediction. We're going to get into everything and go over what we like in the first round, all of that kind of stuff. But JD, what else did you want to add?
what was I gonna say? As far as Kawhi
I'm
goes,
so sorry. I have to say this. The Knicks actually might be tanking. I just saw the injury report.
I was about to say that
Did
actually
it just
line
drop?
is going down.
Brunson, OG, Cat, Hart, all questionable. Brunson's
Yeah.
questionable tag is injury recovery.
Yeah. And OG's is his thumb. Josh Hart, they're calling a knee.
Towns has played in like 15 straight games. It's a knee.
It just says knee. They never tell us what's wrong with the knee. He just has a knee, apparently.
I actually think that the Knicks now are in a place where they're like, you know what? F it. Why not?
We'll have to see how it plays out. I hope you don't go to a game tonight that you spent good money for that is going to be a tanker where no one's there. So I'm hoping you have a good time. Let's the Knicks have a big performance there.
McBride overs, baby.
There we go. Juice McBride overs. JD, what did you want to add before we get into a little demonstration time?
I think that's gonna be it.
Well, then we're going to go right into the demonstration, guys, because we have great news. As you all already know, Moneyball Metrics is now partnered with the Odd Shopper EV portfolio. We had a friend come on last week or the other day who broke it down beautifully for us. We're going to have him back very soon to go over more. But JD, why don't you put up on the screen what we're going to go over today from the Odd Shopper EV portfolio?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over this today, pretty actually quick here. Today, I mean, this is like, as far as like when you actually sign up and like do this is like is just as far as an actual like bankroll goes. This is a total like separate one. Like actually you just put money like in actually to this, and you make all of these plus actually EV bets, and you're gonna make a bunch of them actually like per actually day. I mean, like there could be actually like 100 bets. And you're going to make, it's just going to be a bunch of small bets, and you're not even going to look at the bets. Like actually, like literally do not even care like what the bet is. Just actually, with this system that if you just do it every single day, you are going to come out on top here.
100%.
This is just kind of like, that's like main like page here. And this updates literally all of the time here. And it just shows you from actually top to bottom what actually the best, whatever the best current plays are, and actually what actually books. But actually what you really do is actually go in here to this lab, and you build what actually you like want. And actually we're going to go into that actually like next week. So I'm not actually going to go into this here, but you get a bunch of other tools here. You see a whole entire list, as actually far as like odd screens goes, and actually just all kinds of things, guys.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm not going to go too actually deep into it here. But yeah, it is. We've actually been like using it, and it is working extremely well.
Absolutely. Free trial right there, guys. You can get a free trial to get in. We're going to have more to come to keep explaining for you, and we'll bring in more guests to make it even easier. So make sure you guys take advantage of that 7-day free trial and get in the portfolio EV. All right, boys. One more thing we have to do today to close out our week, and y'all already know what that is. So we're going to be diving into our best bets for today, Friday, April 11th. Hefe, I'm going to start with you. You got 1, 2, 7, 9. What you got?
Just one, people, for today. The over in the Mets-A's game. I just think it's the most polarizing play in a large MLB slate. Today's a big one, guys. I mean, got a whole lot of games in. I see some options for some parlays and some of the bigger favorites, but my favorite play is definitely that over. I also really, really, really like the Angels team total over that JD spoke about.
Yep, agreed.
And, excuse me, I am very close to taking the Angels on the money line and just saying F it.
Me too. Me too. More to come on that. I'll dive into my best bets next, guys. We're going double New York. Yankees money line, Mets money line. They're both going to cash for us. But I also like the over in the Mets too. And I'm also taking the Angels team total with my guy JD. JD, close us out, brother. What you got for best bets today?
Yeah, today for these games, the way we went over, let's go with the Royals on the first 5. You guys should get them plus 115. And then actually give me the Angels team total over 3.5 runs. I actually went and broke that down and gave you a bunch of reasons why that is a solid play.
I love that. I love that. So get your phones out, guys. Take your screenshots. You can see the best bets on the screen here. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in with us this week. It's been a really fun week. We've got a ton of increased viewers. We appreciate every single one of you who's been coming in here for these baseball shows. We really appreciate it. As my guy JD always says, if you guys want to see us more and more, you guys want to get us, we want to be back here 5 days a week. Make sure you guys like the video. If you feel inclined to, retweet the video. We really appreciate it. It really helps us and does go a long way. Hefe, after all that, thanking our viewers and all the nice crap we have to get out of the way, say goodbye to the people.
Guys, a lot of NBA action tonight too. I'm just looking at it. Like JD mentioned, the West it's chaos. All these games matter for most of these teams, especially teams like the Warriors, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, and the Nuggets who face off tonight. So Look out for all of these. I also just want to point out I've never seen a 20-point spread ever. And somehow the Timberwolves are minus 20.5 at home against the Nets tonight.
Be careful, everyone, if you're betting NBA. It's like the worst weekend to bet NBA the whole year. So just be careful.
I'm speaking. Don't take that. That's crazy. But the West.
No, I'm just saying in general. Just in general.
Those are they're pseudo playoff games at this point.
Yep. And make sure you guys know which are the games that matter and which are not. It's a very big thing. Don't be going in there and saying, "Oh my God, look at this." The Washington Wizards are a full only 17-point underdogs against the Bulls. Make sure you guys look at what teams are tanking, which teams need to win, all that. Take all that into account.
Just because you said that, I know the Wizards are going to cover. I now know it.
Okay, Hefe's adding a best bet. Wizards plus 17. JD, I don't even need to tell you what to do. You know what to do.
Guys, speaking of all that, yes, there is a full NBA slate. When I say full, I mean every team is actually playing tonight. And yes, some of these games do not matter. Some of these games matter a whole bunch. Join us at 5 o'clock, and we are going to go through and tell y'all which of those games actually mean something and actually where the best value is. So definitely join us today at 5 o'clock. But yes, tonight is going to be a great night. Tons of baseball, tons of basketball. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll catch all you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, and let's win all of our bets. Peace!